Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fuad bin Osman, and I would like to present our group brochure, Indigenous People in Peninsular Malaysia. Okay, our group is have a two member only. Muhammad Fuad bin Osman is me, and Muhammad Azmirul Azmi bin Muhammad Asmadi. So as you can see, our group brochure is about orang asli indigenous people in Malaysia. Indigenous people in Malaysia population forming a national minority in Malaysia. They are the oldest inhabitant of Peninsular Malaysia. Orang asli is a generic Malay, used officially in Malaysia to refer to the indigenous people who have occupied the land of the Malay Peninsula since time immemorial. Officially, there are at least 18 tribes of orang asli ethnicity in the Malaysia Peninsula. Although often perceived as a homogeneous group by outsiders, the orang asli comprise many distinct subgroups or tribes. Orang asli settlement are scattered among the main mostly Malay population of the country, often in mountainous areas of the jungle of the rainforest. The major ethnic group of orang asli is Negrito, Senoi, and Proto-Malays. They are divided into 18 tribes or sub-ethnic. So next, the major ethnic group of orang asli is Negrito, Senoi, and Proto-Malay. So first, Negrito are regarded as the earliest inhabitants of the Malay Peninsula. They live mainly in the northern region of the country. As their name implies, Negrito in Spanish means little Negros. They are people of the short stature 1.5 meter or less. Dark skin, colors varies from dark copper to black, with curly hair, white nose, round eyes, and low cheekbones. From ancient times, the Negritos lead a nomadic lifestyle using the rich natural resources of the country. Their traditional way of life of jungle hunter-gatherers is considered to be the most primitive among all indigenous groups. Now, a large part of the Negrito live in permanent settlement, but periodically they go to the jungle to hunt and harvest wild berries. They also collect some jungle produce, including rattan and aloe plant for sale. This way of life is due to the fact that the Semang are often considered nomads and the most economically backward group of the orang asli. Negritos still adhere to animistic belief, believing that all natural objects have soul. Their shaman acts as intermediaries between the visible world of the world and the invisible world of spirit. They practice magic to predict to the future, to cure disease. Special rite accompany all important events in their life. We go to Senoi. Senoi is the large subdivision of the orang asli. They live mainly in the central and northern parts of the Malay Peninsula. Physically, the Senoi differ from the Negritos in terms of being taller in height, much lighter skin color, wavy hair, and they also have similar physical characteristics to the Mongoloids and even the Dravidians. The traditional economy of the Senoi people was based on the jungle resources, where they would engage in hunting, fishing, foraging, and lodging. In the contact with the Malay Siamese states, the Senoi people were involved in trading and were main suppliers of jungle produce in the region. Now, most of them work in agriculture sector and have their own farm to grow rubber, oil palm, or cocoa. Some are hired workers. Among the Senoi are workers of various qualifications from unskilled workers to professional. And daily of life of the Senoi people, the norms of customary law are observed. Their belief system is based on the belief in the existence of a higher supernatural force responsible for the creation of the world and all that inhabits in it. Senoi shamans are able to communicate with supernatural beings with the help of which they are able to heal their patients from disease and to protect them from visible and invisible threats. Since the day of the colonial era, missionaries of world religion have been active among these jungle dwellers, and now they are adherents of Islam, Christianity, and Baha'i faith among the Senoi tribes. Proto-Malays, or Aboriginal Malay, in the second largest group of Orang Asli. This group consists of the 6 separate tribes, namely Jakun, Temuan, Semalai, Kuala, Kanak, and Seletar people. In colonial period, they were erroneously called Jakun people. They live mainly in the southern half of the peninsula. Their custom, culture, and language are very similar to the Malaysian Malays. They are similar to the Malay in appearance, have a dark skin color, straight hair, and epicantic fold. Those who live on the riverbank or of the coast are engaged in fishing. Many of them are also employed, and there are those who are engaged in entrepreneurial activity or work as professional. The group lumps together tribes that are very distinct from each other. Temuan people, for example, have a long tradition of agriculture. So next, Orang Kuala and Orang Seletar, who live by the sea, are mainly engaged in fishing and seafood industry. Semalai people differ from other groups in language. Some of the Aboriginal Malay tribe, including the Orang Kanak and Orang Kuala, are difficult to be regarded as indigenous to the Malay Peninsula, as they are only migrated in the last few centuries much later than Malays. Most Orang Kuala still live on the eastern coast of Sumatra in Indonesia, where they are also known as Duane people.
As for the culture, we take 2 sub-ethnic as an example, which are Jakun tribe and Semai tribe. For Jakun tribe, we include 5 points of culture. One is about sound. We can reprimand any weird sound in the middle of the forest or night if you don't want to be eaten by a tiger. Second is craving. You will have a bad luck or trouble if you are still craving for something. Third, curse and spell. The one who is sick will be with the shaman for the session. They can do anything for 3 days while the process. Fourth, if the owner offers some food while you are at their house, you can refuse the offer. Some of the animals that can live in the water can be mixed or cooked together with animals that live in land. Lastly, wild animal. You are prohibited to show off any animal footprint with any weapon. It will cause the animal know and feel angry at you. Next is for Semai tribe. We also include 5 points. First is birth. You can even close with any animals that can harm your fetus. For the fathers, they can knocking nails in the house. They can close with dead people. Next is death. There will be fire around the house to prevent the spirit or ghost to be near. Kids will be spelled by the shaman by scratching coal to their feet or eyebrows. Third is festival. They have 3 festivals, which is Hari Gelunggang, Menuai dan Menyulung Tahun, and hari membuka ladang baru. Fourth is conversation. They must use any suitable words for every age categories. Lastly is eating. They can play with any food because they can get diarrhea. That's all from us for the presentation. Thank you very much.